I want to bring in our Conan Nolan for more context on this conversation around the shooting and, of course, political violence in our country. Conan, this is one of these moments where political leaders have to really step up. But what's interesting here is that President Trump was the first to make the announcement. Let's talk about the tone that sets.
Right. Well, he made it on Fox News this morning. They interviewed him for about an hour. And the fact is that those on the show on 3 different occasions sought to get from the president a statement that you kind of expect, which is, this is a time for us to unite as Americans. We have to agree to disagree. This is part of the system that we're in. This is part of the great experiment in democratic institutions and the free speech. But he didn't do that. The president on Fox, let me just read, he says, "We have radical left lunatics out there, and we must have to beat the hell out of them." That's the kind of language that you don't expect from the chief executive officer. Remember, the United States, unlike the United Kingdom and other countries that have a head of state, which is the king, and a prime minister, which deals with policy, our person is the same person. The president deals with both. And this is a time for national unity. George W. Bush did it well after 9/11, the anniversary yesterday. Ronald Reagan did it after Challenger, Bill Clinton after various disasters. That's what was needed. But what we did hear from was the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, Republican, who he made the comment, essentially, that we should have gotten from the president, quite frankly. Here's what he had to say.
It is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better times. This is our moment. Do we escalate, or do we find an off-ramp? And again, it's a choice. It's a choice, and every one of us gets to make that choice.
Should point out that Spencer Cox last year was given the Civility and Politics Award by Claremont McKenna College and the David Dreyer Roundtable there, named for the former congressman. Because of the tone he said here, that's what we need from politicians, and frankly, we're not getting it. And I should add, for people who are upset at going after Donald Trump, Joe Biden had problems, too. He called the president's base of supporters garbage at one point. He did a very poor job in many respects in unifying the country. We need somebody to step up.
You know, and it often comes from our leaders, right? We need to set the tone, and it starts from our leaders, and it trickles down. And so for the governor of Utah to say that, to make that announcement, really says a lot.
That's their job.
Yeah, and at the same time, he also mentioned and criticized social media, saying that it's a cancer on society, because we have seen a lot of these comments made on social media that have just been trickling down to so many people.
Right. The algorithm for social media is designed to amplify outrage. Whether they decide it or not, and there's plenty of research to say they did design it that way, the more outrageous your comment, the more posting and the more outreach it's going to get on Twitter, Facebook, all of them. And that is the cancer. And you don't have, I think there's going to be, people are going to address this, you need an education system that can fight back against that. Whoever that was who pulled that trigger, that individual, the 22-year-old, was he steeped in understanding of the American experience, that Charlie Kirk was there doing exactly what Charlie Kirk is supposed to do, talk to students, debate issues, engage in their First Amendment God-given right. Did he know that? Because I think there are too many people, and the research shows too many people just don't understand how this country was formed and why it exists.
Really quick. What will this do to political engagement going forward?
Well, that's what the governor had, opened up the question. We've seen some members of Congress so outraged that they want to essentially abolish the First Amendment. I have a couple of posts there. If you engage in any kind of conversation like this, we're going to go after you. The fact is that Charlie Kirk lived for the free exchange of ideas. That should be remembered.
All right. Conan Nolan, thank you so much. I know you're going to continue to follow this. Appreciate it.